Hello to my one viewer who is watching right now. Sorry if it's a bit boring right now. I'm just eating food because I haven't had anything all day. So, well, aside from a Honeycrisp apple I had this morning, but haven't really had much food, so. Anybody in the chat right now? Anybody watching? Anyone at all? Anybody in the chat right now? Anybody? I'll get to the actual weaving soon, I promise. I'm just eating first.
Get to the actual meat soon. Eating first.
Okay. As soon as I get these dishes upstairs, I will be right back. And start weaving. Hello, everybody. Hello to my 3 viewers. Hello. I am back. And this stream is not sponsored by Pure Leaf, but I love Pure Leaf. Please give me that Pure Leaf sponsorship. Thank you, Jessica Lynn. Hold on. I've got to move this down. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica's actually in the stream right now. Like, she's in a Skype call with me. So, thank you, Jess. Okay. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. Today, I'm going to be making a snake whip. And I'm going to need to get out my snake whip lengths so that I can start it off. Okay. Got it right here. Now, first off, though, of course, we've got to get our first strand, and we've got to fill it with about, I don't know, a foot of BBs, just to give it a little bit of weight. So we're going to measure out about 4 feet, if this is going to be a 3-foot snake whip. Get your cord, get it out, get your BBs. Just gonna, what we're going to do is put this in the vise. Okay. And what I'm going to do is find the 1 foot mark, about right there. Just take it out, put it in at the 1 foot mark, close the vise again, and I'm going to take my nylon thread and just tie a knot around there. This is the new method by Nick Schrader for putting in BBs. And I like this method a lot more than the one that I've been using, the one for putting them in. I never really liked putting the BBs through the paracord, like, you know, all the way from the very, very end. So this one's a lot better for getting it done faster. Oh, you kidding me? Okay, I need to do that one more time. Hold on. Double half hitch always works. I hate this part. It always takes so long. I'm going to tie it off right here. And I'm going to show y'all a method that I use to make sure that there is no way any of the BBs can go out the end. So just real quick, I'll take one little BB. I'm going to put it right at the very end of here. Slide it down. I'm actually going to put it right there at the very edge. And then I'm going to take the nylon thread. I'm going to wrap around right at the end. Oh shoot. Right at the end of the BB. Okay. Let's redo that. And you see it's kind of pinching in the BB, making it impossible for it to move. And that basically solidifies it from ever slipping. And I've used this technique in a lot of my whips, and it's always worked out for me. Since the Snakewhip doesn't really need that much, you know, binding around the transition between the BBs and the rest of the thong, I'm just going to tie it off once, tie it off twice, and get done with it. And one more for good measure. Now, I'm just going to do a quick little close-up for you. So that is what it looks like. It's binded on both ends of the BB, and this BB cannot move no matter what you do to it. So you've got about a foot there, and you're just going to fill that with BBs. Just going to open this up real quick. This right here. Open that up. Cinch that a little bit. Just a little bit so it doesn't come loose. And you can funnel in your BBs. I've typically found that 3 at a time works pretty well. And if you guys want to say hi in the chat, or if you want to donate in the stream, then it's very appreciated, and I will almost always respond and say hello. And I know that I make Eagle Whips look as professional as I can, but in reality it's just run by me, an 18-year-old, and I don't really have that much of a budget, so any money helps. Helps to fund the fun. I can't believe that I just came up with that pun. God, I'm horrible. I'm sorry for that. If anything, though, it means that I'll make a great dad one day. Just whatever you do, for the love of God, if you donate, don't say, I'm a big fan, because I'll most likely say, hi, I'm a big fan. I'm Dad. I think that just lost me all of my fan base. I'm almost halfway done with this. This is the longest and worst part of making a whip, undoubtedly. It's even worse on a bull whip because of how long it is. Those guys just won't shut up. They're walking around downstairs or upstairs, and it's really loud. There were BBs inside of my coat. There were like 6 of them. Don't mind the giant karambit that I have on my chest right now. I'm just taking off my coat because I'm hot. I need some more BBs than I had. Almost to the end. Where'd my BB go? Alright, I just need like 2 or 3. Alright. That's done. Just seal it off. Alright. We have just completed the weight of the whip. And this was the hard part. Now, we've just got to tape it off. So I have here some athletic tape, and I don't really think that I'm going to need this for my fingers on this whip, so I'm just going to tear that off, cut it down the middle, and use it as the tape for my whip. That's all I need for the binding part. I don't like to use electrical tape, and I prefer hockey tape, but I ran out of hockey tape, so I'll have to use this until more is ordered. Beeplies! What's up? Welcome to the stream. I was wondering if you would show up. How are you doing? I am doing outstanding. Thanks for asking. Having a great day. The weather has been a-okay, and I'm ready to make a whip. God, I wish I had more hockey tape. I don't like having to cut this in half. So we're just going to use up the rest of this on the BBs, and we're going to move on to the coreless part. Alright, and that is that. All of that is covered now. Now we start plaiting. There's no, real reason to bind this or anything. Yes, it has been. I missed you. Okay. Snakewhip. For the first belly, I'm going to need 5.5 feet times 2. And so I've got a bag of scrap paracord. And I'm going to try to find myself I manage my bags so that I have 2 feet plus through 3 feet and 1 foot plus through 2 feet, and I'm looking for a piece of paracord that is approximately 2.75 feet. And I need 2 of these. I found one. That one seems to be too short. This one is also too short. This one might be perfect. Yep, that one is perfect. Now I'm just going to take this cut it, fuse it. Fuse, pinch, cut. This is my method for joining paracord together, and this makes a 5.5 foot long piece of paracord. approximately. So, I actually do need to cut this, and there we go. Huh. There we go. Now I need to find another 2 pieces of paracord exactly the same length. Here's one. And another. I think this one's too short. Too short, I can already tell. This one might be okay. I don't know about that one. So I need a pretty long piece of paracord. Now, do I even have one that is good length? Good question. You know what? This one might be okay, actually, after all. As long as, yep, yeah, that's fine. So, got this. Wait, what? Okay. There we go. Now I get it. Now I can get it. Okay. And fuse it together. We gotta refuse it because that was kind of weak. Okay, good. I don't even think I need to cut that. Alright. Alright, alright. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Let's take some length off of this puppy right here. That's about right. Throw that scrap in the trash, and those are our 2 longest ones. Next I will need a 4-foot one. So it's gonna be 2-foot long ones. Okay. There's one. And I need the other one to be a little bit longer than that, so this one? No. Actually, yes, but It's about 2 feet. And lastly, 2.5 feet. So I'm going to need to go into the 1 foot length bags. And find a 2. Oh, actually. Okay, just one more, and this one needs to be a little bit longer than this one. Good thing about having a scrap bag is you could pretty much find any length you need. Okay, here is the 1. And now comes the fun part. I start weaving. So let me just sit down real quick. My Snakewhip blankets. So I'll start with right there in a clamp. These 2 going over, these 2 going over them, and then to the side a little bit. And these coming out through here. And now we'll start an over-under plait. Under 2 over 2. Regular herringbone pattern. And we keep doing this until we run out of paracord. Woo! Woohoo! Making a snakewhip is difficult, so every single one that I make is kind of just trying to improve upon the last one. Last one that I made, pretty good. But I'm looking for that one snakewhip. The one that rolls out the first time perfectly, and till I get that, keep improving. And then even after that, keep improving, because that's what whipmaking is. You never stop improving your technique. If anyone is watching and wants to start up a conversation, I'd be happy to converse. Because plaiting does get boring. And I'm sure you're going to get tired of me breathing eventually. There's only so much of my allergies and stuffy nose that you can put up with. Welcome back. think that that's a pretty good weave. And I will... Now I will bind this with the artificial sinew to the core. Don't need to do it tight at all either, just enough to keep it all together. Because this is a Snakewhip, it needs to flow out flawlessly and perfectly. My light just came loose and scared the living hell out of me. Anybody in chat right now? Anyone want to say hi? Hey, Jessica. Or should I say, a big fan? Well, you're amazing too. I have to go and roll this whip so that I can start plaiting the next belly. I will be right back to the one person watching the stream. Well, I am back. Yes, I am back. And I'm very displeased with this part of the whip right here. Just gonna fix that. That's better. And I don't like that either. So that I shall fix. Oh no, don't like that. That either. Ugh. The tension on this is horrible. Oh, goodness. Is that better? Not by much. Just kind of makes it more tense on the side that is opposite to it. Ugh. Better than nothing, though, I guess. Welcome back. Rar XD. So, true story. I knew someone named Era the T-Rex, and I was friends with Era the T-Rex, and the thing that they would start their videos on YouTube off with every single time was, "Hey guys, I'm Era, and I'm a fucking T-Rex. Rawr." And it was hilarious. Hello? Hey, Adam, what's up? Wow, great to have you in the stream. There's only 2 people watching right now, unfortunately, but I'm just working on a 3'16" plat Snakewhip right now, trying to perfect my technique. Yep. On a 3-foot Snakewhip, I usually just do 2 bellies and the overlay. For the belly, I use paracord, obviously, so yeah. Not really on Snakewhips, since there's no real reason to bolster it, since, well, around the heel knot I usually put a little bit of a bolster on the second belly just so that it has a good way to grip it, but most of the time I don't do much of a bolster. I just do a slight binding and just plat on top of it. And if you like, I'll give you a link to the stream in a minute. Yeah, so binding Snakewhips is always, it's so delicate and it's so scary because you're worried that, you might mess up the tension on it in some way. And if you do that, then there's no way to go back and change it. It's kind of a done deal. Alright, here is the link to the stream. was that? At one point, I think I had 13 viewers. And 13 is kind of a lot for this channel since I only have 24 subscribers on it. 25 now, actually. But at the most when I've ever been live streaming, if we're talking like in general, I've had 150 viewers, almost 200 when I was on my other channel, because someone big had shouted me out and said to go check me out. But not that many viewers on this channel. Hoping it'll change. That'd be a fun thing to do. I'd love to watch. Mm-hmm. Sorry if I don't answer right away, by the way. You're kind of cutting out because of the internet, but... yeah. This is my first time using nylon thread as a binder. I usually just use artificials, you know. Oh, really? Tell me about that. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. I'm just examining my whip right now, seeing if the tension is bad enough that it warrants, you know, a go over with the athletic tape. But I think it's okay. Okay, where it is. It's over there. So I'm just using a little bit of floor mat tape so that I can get a good grip on the first belly of the... Yeah, Nick Schrader put it in his video a while back that he uses it. So I bought a couple rolls and... oh yeah, rug liner. Hold on a second. Oh no, I didn't even realize you haven't been on, the volume for you hasn't been on this whole time. I'm so sorry. But, like, on the stream. But,
Oh, I didn't. I thought maybe I would just watch you.
yeah. What were you saying about the rug liner? You cut out.
Well,
for
I
most
only
of it.
find, yeah, I can only find 4-inch diameter, or not diameter, 4-inch wide rolls of rug liner.
Oh, is that on
There.
Amazon?
Oh yes, that was on Amazon.
Yeah, I buy my floor mat tape from American Floor Mats. That's where I get mine, and you get like 6-inch wide floor mat tape. At least that's what they call it, I think.
Oh yeah. So what's that? What was the name of that website?
American Floor Mats.
American Floor Mats. Floor mat tape. Dude, this is the fucking best. Sorry, I shouldn't curse, should I?
It's all right. Yeah.
Keep this PG for you.
I wasn't sure if Whipmakers even did curse. I don't know. I've been trying to keep my language PG, but honestly, I curse all the time, so.
My everyday life, but I mean, when you're doing YouTube content, if you want your demographic to be adults, curse away. Like, I don't know if you watch like Philip DeFranco or trying to think of like other adult content. It's not like rude or anything, but they just curse because.
Oh yeah, I watch him all the time.
Oh, okay, you are. Yeah, I love Philip DeFranco.
I think he's where I get most of my news from, actually.
News from him. I love that he separates
His
information.
opinions.
Then he presents his opinion.
Yeah.
His opinion as an opinion, which I just really, really respect.
Yeah, it's great having someone like that. Isn't like Alex Jones or Senk Uyghur or someone like that. People that just are so polar, and it's so nice to find someone that's actually, neutral on their opinions and beliefs, and doesn't try to force it down your throat or anything like that.
Yeah. And I actually find sometimes I lean even further left than him, which is like really kind of refreshing to like really, really respect and disagree with. It's not something we get that much in today's climate.
I'm putting something on my Snapchat saying, "Come and
Hang out with us.
come and hang out."
Excited to get some wider rug liner because wide stuff just waste so much because I have to cut it to specific widths,
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a good change.
So did you find the floor mat tape all right?
I think I know I will. Right now I'm good on supply, but next time I need to get more, I definitely will. Oh no! I just broke my Kevlar string.
Oh, you're using Kevlar string. Nice. I really want to make a Kevlar whip.
Yeah, for fire whips.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to. Yeah, for fire whip. I really want to. Yeah, for fire whip.
Oh no, it's echoing. Hold on, I'm gonna have to turn you down real quick. Oh wait. Oh no, I think I know where the audio is coming from. Alright. Alright, if I turn you up now, it should be good. Alright. Yeah, American Floor Mats has some pretty good floor mat tape. It works out pretty well. Let me try to find the double-sided.
Oh yeah, you sent me.
Okay, so they call it floor mat grip tape. They keep changing the name.
You, sir, I'm gonna save that.
Where do you get your artificial sinew? Because I buy mine from the leather guy.
Oh, I found a source on Amazon. My good sinew from. Do you buy it in 500-yard lengths or smaller?
I do. I buy it in 500 yards.
And let me see. Yeah, on Amazon it can be a little unpredictable. Purchased exact same link before.
Uh-huh. And it did it give you did they ship you like some weird like almost cord-like sinew?
And a good one.
Oh, you know what? I cannot stand this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop streaming, but I'm going to keep recording because I have been. And then once once I'm done, we're done talking, I'll just upload that to YouTube because no one's really watching anyway.
And then we can talk uninterrupted.
Yeah. Do I sound any better?
You have sounded, so far as I know, you have sounded good the entire time. So you've dropped out a couple times.
I think you've been dropping out like consistently, honestly. Oh shoot. Just unplugged my headphones. Just gonna get my Snakewhip lengths out. Alright, and for the second belly, 8.5 feet times 2. So if you remember before, I was talking about how I have so many scraps. And,
Yeah, your longer straps.
yeah, so what I do is I usually I take my scraps and I actually repurpose them and use them on the bellies of Snakewhips because they're usually just the perfect lengths.
That's really good that you can do that. I have a massive box scraps. It's probably like 15 pounds of paracord scrap.
Damn.
I mean, it's probably worth of whipmaking paracord scraps. I've been told told to like donate them to a school or like an art class sometime.
Yeah, I considered donating all of my paracord to a Boy Scout troop that I used to go to use for for knots and learning stuff like that. But then I thought, I'm just giving away free cord. Why would I do that? So I decided, I could just use this for whip making, and that's what I've been doing.
How to use it. That's a much better use of it. But my scraps are all like 6 to 24 inches.
6 to 24
And very
inches.
few of the scraps, and most of my scraps end up. I've gotten my lengths down to a pretty accurate amounts. So I usually only have like 0 to 8 inches left over when I'm plaiting. I take careful notes so that I know. I obviously, as little waste as possible. Paracord is our most expensive material, so.
I'm just cutting strands. So, did you ever tell me how you got into whip making?
No, I don't think I did. I lived in Australia when I was in 4th and 5th grade.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So my mom grew up with quarter horses. So she was very interested in like the kind of like America, you think of like Western arts, so you think of like rodeo and stuff. So Australia definitely has its own like Western arts scene. Maybe outback stuff.
Yeah.
But whip cracking is competitive whip cracking. You probably know all about this.
Oh yeah, it's a huge sport in Australia. Although I don't think they use bull whips. They use something a lot similar to like stock whips with really, really long handles.
Yep. So they're using stock whips, and they the stuff they do is just incredible. So, anyways, my mom bought us a very cheap 4-plat stock whip. Just had a blast learning how to use it, and I bought a couple other whips. I was in college. I've always really loved working with my hands, and I just thought, you know what, I really want to figure out. This was back researching how to make a whip. This was back when that his name, the old VHS YouTube upload. Whipmaker and his videos of how to make a bull whip, or how to make I think he was making a bull whip, were online. And then Nick's video was out, but I actually hadn't seen that yet. A website called cowwhips.com or something like that. And it was just it was a blog. And that's like pretty much where I got that I could find. Very successful. I couldn't find the materials. It was like a cow whip is kind of more like a hybrid. But it has a wooden handle instead of a PVC handle. It out. And then Nick came out with that video that I saw a couple years later. And I was like, I can do this. I kind of figured it out.
That is awesome. Did I tell you how I got into whip making?
Yeah, please indulge me.
So, aside from the Nick video, which I told you about before,
all of us?
I pretty much got into whip making just out of the blue one day. I was sitting in my chair. I was bored as hell, and nothing was really doing it for me. No one was online on Discord, so I couldn't chat with them, and I just was watching YouTube. So I found his video, and I was like, wow, he can make a bull whip out of paracord? That's cool. So I watched it, and I was just like, damn, this actually looks really fun. So what I ended up doing was I remembered that a surplus store near me sold paracord, I just sold paracord, and I decided to go to that surplus store and buy a huge bag of like 500 feet of paracord. And with that, I made my first Snakewhip. And I have both my first Snakewhip and the Snapchats of that day when I made the Snakewhip. I still have all of those, and I made those. I made that Snakewhip, and I was just like, I want more. I want to keep doing this. And
does anybody make one whip and then want to stop, though? Honestly,
I honestly, I don't know. I was kind of doubtful that day because I was just like, oh, my hands, they sting. But
those calluses.
Oh yeah, you learn to love
too.
the calluses.
I use if I know that I'm plaiting a lot, I use first aid tape.
That's smart. That's smart.
Half, so it's like about a half-inch wide. We wrap it around my middle finger, ring finger, and my thumb.
Yeah, I still do use it. Sometimes though, I use athletic tape, and I wrap it around index finger, middle finger, and around my thumb, and those are pretty much the only ones that I need to wrap it around. But
where on your index finger do you get?
Usually right around the side of the knuckle that is closest to the end, the inside.
You use your index finger as a point of pressure when you're tightening?
Sometimes I think. I just know that God, it's hard to think about. I don't know. It's kind of basic motor skill at this point. Usually when I tighten, I use the back side of my middle finger.
I do that with my middle and my ring, and then I use my thumb as well, depending on how far down, how close the plaiting has come to my body. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Change.
Here, would you like to go into a private call? Because if we do, I could turn on my camera and you can actually... Oh, wait. Never mind. I just realized that if we do that, then I'll have to turn off one of my cameras that's capturing that dynamic view. But...
do that sometime, though, because I'm speaking through a camera as well, and I could... so that you can see what I'm doing as well. That would be fun.
You know what? I think I can sacrifice one of the cameras for this video. Here, let me just... Alright. And now, I'm going to call you separately.
Oh. Awesome.
Hello, Adam.
Hello. I'm going to change my angle here. I want to do this. Oh, if I could do this for you, that would be...
Hold on, I can add a window capture. And I can capture Discord.
Oh, there we go. Cool. I just bought this new webcam, so I'm gonna figure something out real quick.
Oh geez, my computer is lagging out hard. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Pure Leaf is good. Ooh, Pure Leaf is good.
You're a nice tea guy?
I don't drink it all the time, but I like it. It's good. Good stuff. Okay. I wish I had a good computer.
Mm.
I might just buy an i5 processor or something, just so that I can be able to do multiple things at once.
I have not streamed before, so I don't know how intensive it is. See.
That is so weird. I have no idea what is going on. It's just a black screen.
Oh, so you're not seeing my feed?
Oh, I can see it. It's that... Huh. How weird. It's that when I try to... Alright. When I try to record the window...
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That's better. So I'm just gonna full screen you on your window. And put you where I was. There we go. That works. So I'm just getting the strands together for the second bone.
Oh. Well.
I would say this is a new experience for me. Never actually plaited at the same time with another whipmaker. So
Neither have I, dude. I've been doing this for years now, and I've never done this before. This is really cool.
we're treading on unknown waters. Exciting.
Yes, we are. Dude, this is John, this could be a thing, man.
I would love for this to be a thing, honestly.
Well, like, imagine if... So how many video screens with Discord could we have on at the same time?
We could have as many as we want. Well, maybe, like, if we're talking, we could have, like, 5 people on at once if we wanted to. It would just be a matter of formatting it right and making sure that whoever's doing the recording has a good enough RAM and processor. Mm-hmm. It's just that it's a computer kind of thing. So, 3.5.
How cool would it be, though, if, like, we could get, like, have other Whipmaker guests, and then we would just shoot the shit, and...
It would be amazing.
We can comment on what everybody's doing, and we can notice differences in what they're doing,
Yeah, that's what I wanted the entire time. I wanted to make it so that, like, with the Eagle Whips Discord, I was hoping that we could make it so that people can share knowledge and
mm-hmm.
figure out, okay, what does he do that I don't, that I can improve on, and yeah, I would love for that to be a thing. And if you want to shout out the Discord, or if you just want to get people to get Discord, or something like that, so that they can chat with you, that would be a great thing.
Yeah, I have a bit of a connection with Connor from Caliber Whips. We've spoken a few times, so I could reach out to him and see if he would be interested to hang out with us.
All right, cool. I'd love that.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'd like to see. He does some really great stuff. He does.
Yeah, I've seen his whips. He makes great whips.
Yeah, and he's pretty prolific. He makes a lot of whips. He might be full-time. I'm not sure.
Well, as of right now, this is my only job, so... And the catch is it doesn't pay, so...
Not yet. Yeah.
I guess I just
Yeah,
need
man.
to
I mean,
set up that
just
Etsy shop.
you know, you're at a crossroads in your life. That's I'd say that is an okay thing to be doing this summer. Unless you had like an internship or something, but you probably won't get that until you get a little bit of college under your belt.
I've had an internship at Trader Joe's before, but
Okay.
I applied for an internship at HRSA, Health Resources, Health. It's some weird acronym for something. I don't know, but I applied for that internship. I'm waiting for the okay, and
Cool. And that would be for this summer?
hmm
That's awesome.
but I'm still going to be making whips, probably even while I'm at college. Um, this is a funny story. So I reached out to my college on Instagram asking them if I could make a whip making club at my college, and they left me on red twice. I,
maybe tackle that one when you get to college. I mean, it is an incredibly small community.
hmm
You know, like I know there's one other maker, Bat House Whips, which is another Etsy shop. I know they're based in the Twin Cities.
hmm
Um, and I haven't met. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but I haven't met them. Connor's in Arizona, I think. Nick's in Illinois. And then there's all of the established professionals, you know, Midwest Whips, Rhett Kelly. Trying to think who else, and then of course Australia. You've got Peter. The one he made a Man from
Peter
Snowy
Thorndike.
River whip. Yes. His stuff is phenomenal.
I've seen some of the plaiting on his handles. It's absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah, it's like inspirational. It's too bad because we'll never be able to do that with paracord unless we switch to like 250.
What you did for tested was pretty cool.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I did.
I did another one with, you can just, 16 plat is barely enough for letters. 14 plat wouldn't be enough. 16 plat I think is like the first amount of plats that allows you to make letters. And even then they look pretty crowded.
hmm I've thought about trying to find a smaller diameter of paracord.
Right.
But I don't know if I want to expend money on that.
That's the thing, like 550 is just, well, 650 for me, but it's like it's you know, it's, I mean, I'm looking around, I probably have 45,000 to 50,000 feet of paracord built up
hmm
over the years just from reinvesting into supply.
Yeah.
It's one of my most proud collections. You know, it's whatever.
I'll tell you what. One of the things that I am proud of the most in life was when I picked up a bag of 550 scraps, and it was like it was just like 10 pounds. That was a big accomplishment. I was just like, wow, I've gone through a lot.
So this whip you're working on right now, is that a custom order or are you just going to list it?
This isn't anything. This is just to feed my addiction.
Okay.
But
Are you gonna, so is it for you?
I probably will list it once I make an Etsy. And I always post about it on my Instagram and I say it's for sale, but no one ever really, buys anything. I had one person for a while saying that he wanted to buy a whip. And since then he hasn't really responded, so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, and this is true of any business, you will get business by having the most affordable product.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to make it look good, take good pictures, take the time to take good pictures of it, and then, make your shop look as professional as you can. Obviously you could spend weeks on it, but it's not necessary if you don't have that time or the resources. But yeah, unfortunately, you're just going to have to be selling them for less than you'd like to at the beginning until you get established.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the prices that I sell them at right now, I'm actually kind of content with.
Yeah.
So I start with 4-footer at $75, and I go up $25 per 2 feet. So in comparison to some other whip makers, it's actually pretty dirt cheap. Like you could buy a 125, or you could buy an 8-foot whip for just 125.
Yeah, that's really reasonable.
And I put in, like, I'm not trying to humble brag, but I put in about as much quality as most other whip makers that sell them a lot higher. So
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that that'll bring in some customers.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not humble bragging. I mean, that's pride in your product, which is a good thing. But
Mhm.
also, being humble in that, constantly seeking out new, well, I mean, we're doing this right now. Like we're talking about methods and we're trying to improve. So
Yeah.
that's what's important.
I was actually gonna work on a bullwhip tonight, but I decided on a color pattern, and I don't have enough whip or paracord for it, so I ordered it on Paracord Planet, and I'm waiting for it to get here.
Do you order it directly from their website or from their Amazon shop?
I order it from their website.
Okay.
I've since found a website called Paracord Wholesale, which is very good if I want a large amount of paracord, but typically
What's their minimum order?
You can get a spool of 250 feet for, I think, uh, actually I have no idea. I don't remember, but it's considerably like less pricey than on the Paracord Planet website itself, and
Okay.
and it's actually the same paracord as Paracord Planet. They buy it from Paracord Planet.
I'm not sure if Paracord Planet is the manufacturer.
Well,
I think that
it says that the paracord is from Paracord Planet, like on the website. So I don't know.
oh, maybe they are. I don't know. I get mine from EL Wood Braiding,
Hmm.
and I have a guy that I'm in touch with, and I buy directly from them. Ooh, I just made a purchase that I'm super excited about. So do you use the sinker cord?
Actually, I use polyester cord that I get from Home Depot for around $10 for 100 feet. It works pretty good.
Okay. Because this sinker cord on Amazon is like $12 for 50 feet.
That's a good deal.
It's good. But since I'm cutting lengths that are at least 5 feet or more, when I'm at the end of a bag, I usually waste like 3 to 4 feet, and that's not enough to make the core of a whip. So I got in touch directly with Toughline, and I just ordered. They sell them in 900-foot spools, so I just bulk ordered the sinker cord, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think I might start selling it because I can sell it. I could sell it in longer lengths than the 50-foot lengths that they sell for fishermen
Oh.
for fishing, which would be much better for whip makers because it's less waste.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to figure out how to do that.
So what's the color pattern that you chose for this whip?
So this is a custom 7-footer for a. Where does this person? I think. Oh, that's right. This guy. This is actually pretty cool. This guy reached out to me from Colorado.
Ooh.
And he's a cattleman, so he's actually going to use this whip to herd cattle.
Ah. Cool.
Yeah. So it's going to be black and rust with my Egyptian eye pattern handle. My Egyptian eye pattern handle. No, I got it from the Ron Edwards How to Make Whips book, which you should own if you don't, by the way. And you should read it cover to cover.
I'll put it in my shopping cart.
Yes, that's like. Not only will you learn so much, but you will be entertained reading it. They talk about like the history of whip making a little bit in Australia and all of I think the book was written either in the 80s or the 90s, so all of the graphics are pencil drawn, just hand drawn. It's really cool. Did you watch my the Ultimate Whipmaker's Tool video where I talk about the vise that I use?
I think I did. Did you use the Blue Harbor Freight one?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Dude, they are $20. I cannot recommend it more.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that video before I got this vise though, but this one has been pretty good for me.
Yeah. The only reason, if you look at my screen here, that I like that vise looks great, being able to do this adjustment is really valuable.
Oh yeah, I can see how that would be good, especially if you're working on the handle or something like that. But
for sure.
Yeah, but usually if I need to tilt it down, and I'm working on the handle, I'll just do this.
You just do it that way.
And sure, that can work, I guess, but it might leave a little bit of a dent right here.
Mm-hmm. But you're doing it right with the that leather sheath that you've got.
Yeah, I do that from now on because it used to actually free up the cord a lot. So.
Oh yeah, no, it'll bite into it and yeah.
And this is the one leather piece I haven't used, just because it came and it's like super floppy and not really that useful for whip making since it's squishy.
Yeah. So where do you use leather?
I only use it in the Turk's head knot, although I've been considering using it as a bolster if it's thin enough on the transition. Because
I have used leather. I used to use leather as my bolster instead of before I knew about the rug liner. You should definitely experiment with it to see what you think of it.
I feel like a combination of leather and rug liner would be a really great transition, although I haven't tested it yet.
I was literally thinking about that today because I was reading David Morgan's book, and there's a chapter in there where he talks about constructing the Indiana Jones whip. And he was talking about the construction of it, and it got me thinking about that very thing. I wonder if a combination of leather bolster and rug liner would be a good combination.
Yeah, and it just seems like the whips that I make are never stiff enough, if you know what I mean. And it's always good to have a stiff transition because it makes the crack so much effortless. So much more effortless. And
yeah,
it's always been a constant struggle for me.
it's all about binding. It's that really upped my game. And that was something that I got from one of Nick's videos.
Yeah, first bullwhip that I made was from Nick's first bullwhip video, and it worked
He's
for a
gotten
while.
little better.
Yeah, I used a lot of electrical tape back then.
We've all done it. Shit, I used to. So the leather bolster that I was talking about, I used to hold it down with hot glue. Yeah, don't tell anybody.
It's in the video now.
Oh no.
Oh god. Yeah,
it was bad. I used to use a ton of hot glue, and now I don't use any.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good thing.
Here's
The main reason I stopped using it was because I started waxing my whips. The wax is hot enough to melt the hot glue.
I bet that was an interesting discovery.
I never had any discoveries with it, no mishaps there, but I knew that was a risk, so I switched techniques.
Here's something. So how do you hold your whip together when you've got to go somewhere?
Do you have a pair of calipers?
I actually don't.
They're really cheap. Just get one of these guys, and then I just clip it on.
So I actually use a husky clamp, and that seems to work out pretty well.
Yeah, that's not hurting it. It's not squishing it too hard.
Not too much.
Good.
And once you get back to it, it just is ready to plait again.
Yeah.
Although I usually do it on the sides, like right here.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
So I want to show you. Oh no.
Ooh, show and tell? Here, you show me first, and then I want to show you a pair of whips that I have drying right now that I'm super excited about.
All right. So I'll start off with this.
This is fun. This is gonna be awesome.
I'll start off with this, which is...
That looks awesome.
I don't think so.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh, but it looks so good. That outer layer of plaiting looks fantastic.
And get ready for the worst part.
Oh, I've done that. I have done that before. You'll never do it again, though.
This was the first transition knot I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Yeah. Oh, and it's wiggly. Okay, yeah.
It's horrible.
Does it crack? It cracks, though.
I guess it does, but...
It's fat. That is a fat thong. That's an interesting sentence.
Oh my god. This still had the inner strand cracker on it. This is when I used to make crackers out of the inner strands.
Oh, yep. Hey, use what you got.
Oh, dear God. This was before I knew how to make fall hitches.
What did you do? Did you just tie it on the best you could?
Yeah.
I mean, hey. Oh my gosh, that is phenomenal. That is good stuff, man.
I got the fall on the right way, and then once I was done with that, I just tied it nice and tight on every single strand.
Oh my gosh. Ah,
That's how I used to make all my whips.
how many did you make in that style?
I think like 5 or something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember. But this one, this wins the gold medal. This is my first bullwhip that I made.
Oh, nice. First off, I love the electrical tape heel.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Yes.
Honestly, the plaiting is somewhat okay on the handle, and then you move to the thong, and it's all hell breaks loose.
Yeah. But that the sin there is what's underneath it.
Oh
Obviously.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened to the foliage?
Wow.
I don't even know what happened.
So like parts of it have come unraveled, or
I don't even know.
but that's a full hitch, right? That's a 4-point hitch? No, it's still just a knot.
Yeah.
Man.
It doesn't even have a cracker on it. Just
Yep. Hey, it'll crack.
thing is, I've tested this outside, and it still works somewhat okay. That's the weirdest part.
So, the first time that you cracked a whip was with a whip that you made?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat, man. I think that's true of a lot of people in America. I was very, I think my situation was very different from other whip makers, in America at least. Here, let me grab this pair that I've got.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just this. Turn on a light. Ugh. So I'm gonna call these guys Fire and Ice,
Oh, I like it.
and they're just 5-footers with 12-inch handles. And I'm thinking about advertising this size bullwhip as high performance bullwhips and sell them in pairs. But they're really stiff, the long handle. So I want your input on this. I've been thinking, since these are as a pair, for the heel knots, there's not going to be a transition knot. They're just smooth. For the heel knots, I was thinking about maybe making this one the colors of ice, and then this one the colors of fire, so that there would be a little bit of the blue on this one and a little bit of the red on this one. And I can't decide. I think I might just stick with them individually so that I could sell them individually if they don't sell as a pair.
Yeah. I feel like that would be a better idea.
My next pair of whips in this style that I'm going to make are going to be called Yin and Yang, and one will be all white with a black knot, and one will be all black with a white knot. And I was at Tandy Leather yesterday, and I found these. We are like show and telling to the max here.
All right, hold on. Wait. Where is it? Oh, it's...
Nice.
Swear to God, I did the exact same thing, only it never really got finished.
Oh, but you started the idea?
Yeah, hold on.
Well,
Let me see if I
here,
can
now
find
that you
this.
know that these are available on Tandy Leather, I might re-inspire you.
Oh,
Can you see
wow. Yeah, those look great.
that? Yin Yang Conchos. So I'm really excited to make that pair. Oh, here, I'll show you one more thing that I just finished, too, that I haven't listed yet.
Yeah, what's up?
So I've made some Sith bull whips in the past
Uh-huh.
where I did the whip in all red, and then I did a 20 plat overlay on the handle.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my first Jedi version.
Ooh, I like that.
But the platting on the handle is what I'm most proud of. It's
I love that.
different than anything I've done before. And it's inspired by Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. So
Yeah.
the color combination, I tried to kind of capture that look. I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Oh yeah, that is a beautiful ass whip.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I like this one. They take forever though. The 20 layer, it's got an extra knot. The 20 plat takes a while, but they're rewarding. What's that one?
Here's my last show and tell of the bad whips. This one is the first snake whip I ever made. And surprisingly, this has the best tension out of all of the ones that I've made since.
Oh, so you haven't been able to capture that magic.
No.
That looks good, man.
For the first whip I've ever made, I have to agree.
So you made this snake whip before you made those bull whips you showed me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that beautiful knot.
or should I say knots, plural.
Yeah. So do you know what you're going to study at school, man?
Sorry, what was that? I unplugged my headphone for the nth time.
Oh, that's okay. Do you know what you're going to study?
I'm going to go for a degree in information systems at my college.
Cool.
So this one is a...
Ooh.
This is my favorite whip that I've made.
That's awesome.
This actually did turn out really well. This is a 10-foot, 16
Nice.
plat.
Yup. Nice action.
And this was for someone, but they ended up canceling the order because the transition isn't as stiff as most bullwhips, but this
It is,
I am very proud of this one.
yeah, man. Have you used it that much, or are you going to try and sell it?
I'll try to resell it if I can.
Yeah.
It's a little bit used, a tiny bit, but I don't think that would be an issue.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you just reflect that, if you're honest about that, then yeah, that wouldn't be an issue at all.
This one I'd sort of label as my own personal whip. This one I use often, and
Yep.
this is kind of that classic leather look.
Yep. It's got that. You put a loop at the heel, and that's an Indiana Jones style whip right there.
Yeah, I didn't do that, but this one still works out great for me.
Is that another 10-footer, or is it shorter?
This one's an 8-foot.
That's an 8-footer? Yeah.
Yeah, and boy, does it give one good crack.
Yeah, I bet it does. Yeah, dude, the taper on that looks great. What length falls are you attaching to an 8-footer?
Typically for an 8-footer, I will give it a 2-foot fall.
Okay. For the longest time, I was doing 12-inch or 14-inch falls on all of my whips.
Oh, no.
And I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. It just, for some reason, I thought that the falls should be shorter, which was not correct. 32.
God damn, someone turned on the heat in here. It's never a good thing when you can't keep track of your whips. Where the hell? Ah, it's out here, never mind. My friends were fucking around with it last night. Anyway, so here is my most recently completed whip.
Nice.
And this
Hey,
is...
that's a nice rollout, my friend. That looks really good. Yeah.
For a snake whip, this one is actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
Man, I need to figure out snake whips.
They are really fun. Once you,
Because you can knock them out in like half a day, can't you?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
about?
And once you learn how to crack them, and crack them fast, you can have... like, they're really easy to do that thing where you go...
Yep, volleys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are they called? Volleys?
volleys, yeah.
Volleys. That's the word.
I like that color combo too.
Yeah, this was inspired by the other whip. The big 10-foot one. This was inspired from that one.
Cool.
I love the dark stripes paracord.
I just got a new paracord color called Galaxy that is very similar to that. So now I know that it looks good on black.
This is one I made a while back called
Oh, that's
Desert
cool.
Storm.
Desert, yep, totally. Oh, so what type of a heel knot are you doing there? Is that just a
So what do you mean?
4 by... I'm so bad with Turk's knots. I should know what they're all called. I still haven't figured out, like, so it's 4, I know that that's 4 pass, right? Because you went over it 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's... What is that? Is that like a 5 by 6 or what are they called? Like a...
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's something I need to figure out because as soon as I have my video, I want to make sure that I'm using the right terminology.
Mm-hmm. And this is another one that I made. This is based off of BDU colored uniforms. And it's tan, olive drab green, black, and brown.
Very cool. So do your friends like cracking your whips?
They do. I've even gotten one of my friends to be my apprentice, and he...
Good. That's a good change of word there.
Yeah. He enjoys it.
Good. Do you guys just like hang out and work on whips together?
Yeah, I'm planning on getting him a vise so that he can work on that bench while I work on this one. And
that sounds fun.
Yeah, he has a workbench at his house too, and I sent him home with homework. So he's supposed to be working on a 6-foot 16 plat bullwhip, and I think I taught him well because he made a snake whip, and it actually turned out pretty good. I have it on my Instagram.
That's awesome. We'll have to get him on the stream sometime.
I'm worried that if we do, he's actually gonna like turn it into a beyond R-rated stream with how much he curses. But he's a fun person to be around.
Good. Well, maybe we could do a private stream sometime. Like a Discord chat. Wow, that sounded really bad.
Just for all of our special viewers that contribute $5 or more, get a private stream with Johnny, John, and Adam. Where we'll show you us making the whips and testing them.
And testing them. Boom. Whew.
God, I wish I didn't have to... What's that?
Oh, I was just thinking this would be really cool if it was a stream and like people were asking questions while we were doing this. That would be awesome.
Yeah, if you want to schedule another live stream sometime and like, I don't know, post it on your Instagram and wherever else people follow you. We
should do it. Let's keep it casual for now because I have a very busy couple of weeks ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
But if we randomly catch each other, that'd be awesome. But like maybe like a month from now, like an organized live stream, that's totally something that we should talk about.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be really fun. And maybe like we could do like a I'm checking out. Yeah, maybe we could like do one on your channel and then another night we could do one on my channel or something like that if we wanted to.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I'd love to. Next whip that I'm planning on making, if I haven't told you already, I'm trying to make it a Deadpool themed whip. It's going to have a red and black checkered handle, and it's going to have red and black stripes going down it.
Nice. That sounds awesome.
Huge.
I love pop culture themed. I have my most trafficked whip ever on my Etsy shop was a Harley Quinn themed whip.
Oh, really?
I need to make another one. It had by far the most traffic, but it took forever to sell. Because I think that it was just people that were looking for, $10 Harley Quinn trinkets would run into this, $140, kind of, I'm not going to say premium, but like higher quality product,
Yeah.
And yeah, that whip was not premium. That was one of the ones you'll hit this point as you start selling more and making more. You'll have a couple that sit around in your inventory and you'll be looking at all of the things that you do differently, and it's like, oh, am I comfortable selling that?
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. I usually sell those whips at a discounted price, and I list the reason.
Yep, just keep them. Yeah, and that's how I started charging more for my newer whips, but I kept the old ones at the old prices. That's how I went about that.
Mm-hmm. I used to put CS:GO skin patterns on my whips. If you know what CS:GO is, it's
CS:GO.
a Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Basically,
okay.
It's that game that you see everybody doing case unboxings for and screaming when they get knives. It's a fun game, and
I know Counter-Strike. I just didn't know Counter-Strike Go. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, CS:GO.
CS:GO. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one, but yeah, back when I was in college, I had a couple friends that were still playing Counter-Strike pretty heavily.
Hold on, let me see if I can pause this here and get something out for you. I made a couple of CS:GO skin themed whips, and gotta say, they're some of my favorites.
Good.
So this is one, and this is the AK-47 Neon Revolution.
That is a really cool color combo. I love that camo color that's interspersed in there. That looks awesome.
Yeah, that one is I forget what that one's called, actually. I think it might be Cosmic?
Okay.
No, I'm not sure. Either way, this one is 7 foot, 16 plat, and... Oh, this one is sexy. Oh, hell yeah. Turk's Head not... could be better, but...
Turk's Heads took me forever to figure out.
Oh, oof. I just looked at the... It's another one of those ones.
Oh man, it took you a while to figure out the hitch knot.
Yeah. I'm
You
surprised.
just didn't know there was something better out there.
I think I thought I was doing it right, but then I re-watched Nick's video, and then I realized...
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm going to get a different whip.
Sounds good. Four, 39.
Alright. So this is quite arguably one of the best whips I've ever made.
Nice.
This is the Op Hyper Beast whip, and it's interesting to look at. You wonder, what the hell is this color pattern supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
But if I send you a picture of the skin it's based off of, then you'll understand instantly. There you go.
Yep.
And then compare it to this.
That's creative, man. Okay, I see what you're doing with the orange and the yellow there. It's like, it's the mouth.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And this has a great rollout in comparison to some of my other whips.
Yeah. Yep. That looks nice.
Ah, damn it, again. I hate this pair of headphones. It's so irritating.
Nice. And that's a 7-footer?
8 feet.
Eight.
Yeah. This has a pretty short fall, though, so the crack on it is a little less than it could be, unfortunately. This one, I did get the fall hitch right, though. Hooray!
Heyo! You know what that means? That means you could replace the fall if you wanted to.
I could. I might just do that. It's going to be hard because it's waxed, but...
Actually, the wax makes it easier. Because it makes the fall hitch keep its shape better.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So what does your family think about all this whip making?
So my family's super supportive. My dad, my dad started lukewarm about it, but now that it's grown into an actual side hustle,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a small business owner, so he loves it for that reason. And then my mom, also, she really likes it. Um, what about your family?
They're all pretty supportive. Even my, distant relatives like my brother-in-law, he thinks it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I made him a whip for, like, him and my sister's new house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I gave it to them for Christmas, and they loved it.
Yeah, man. Anything handmade, like people love it. That is such a thoughtful gift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They really appreciated it.
That's great. You look like you've got your knife on there. Are you a bit of an outdoorsman or?
I am, and I'm a knife collector too.
Okay.
I'm actually an Eagle Scout, so
Congratulations. That is really cool, man.
thank you. I'm
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty much as outdoorsy and naughty and like KNOTTY.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is actually a knife from CS:GO.
Okay.
And this is
Jesus.
pretty effing cool.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm like kind of as I don't know, I'm pretty knives kind of scare me. Not in the kitchen. Like I'm super comfortable around knives, but I don't know, it's just I don't know. I guess I never got into the camping thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, knives have always been a big passion of mine. I I love collecting them, and Budk is a cool website to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Budk sells knives like super cheap, and they're good knives too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want, I could show you some of my other knives later. They're pretty
Yeah.
cool. I hate that I have to go back to using athletic tape because I ran out of hockey tape and yeah.
That's another thing I just recently started buying in like bulk. I was buying 6 rolls at a time of hockey tape, but now I get like this box of 50.
Holy shit.
You go through it though. You go through it real fast.
Yeah, that's true. So you want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, man.
I actually got whips banned at my school.
Oh, were you using them after school in like an open area or?
Not for the reason you think. So I had a order for a whip at my school. Someone had ordered a whip from me, and I brought it to them just to show them like how it cracks and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this crazy mom comes out of nowhere. She sees me cracking the whip, and keep in mind she's driving a van with like 6 kids inside it, and she stops the van, tells me to put the whip away because there are kids nearby and I could hit someone with it. And I'm keeping a safe distance from everyone. I'm insisting they keep back. And then I tell her, like, I tell her respectfully, I know what I'm doing. I'll be safe. And she just snaps. She brings the van around, swerves it into a parking space. The kids inside are terrified. And then she gets out and, like, gives me a 30-minute lecture. The whole time I'm trying to keep my calm. And it ends with her going to my school's principal and just trying to get me in trouble. For literally no reason other than me not getting on my knees and pleading for her mercy because she's an adult. It was interesting.
That's frustrating, man. That's frustrating. But you got to be careful at schools. People are very tense when it comes to their children, and unfortunately maybe that just needs to be something that you do in like public parks rather than on the school property, not because you shouldn't be able to, but because people like that exist,
Yeah. And like I didn't get punished for it or anything, but they just told me not to bring
Nor
whips
should
to
you
them.
have.
Yeah.
Nor should you have, because I mean I do not think of whips as weapons.
No.
Like,
oh no.
If you try to use it as a weapon, like a hammer is a much more dangerous weapon than a whip.
Yeah.
Yet, if you were walking around campus with a hammer for the use of doing something in shop class or something, yeah, even that string may be a little bit more dangerous than...
Tie this to 2 sticks, sneak up behind someone. This is a weapon.
Way more probably more dangerous than a whip. But so it's like, and so Italy has crazy import laws. So they have very strict, they do not allow the import of any weapons whatsoever. And I have had 2 potential Italian customers now who have ended up not ordering from me because they're worried that it's going to get lost in customs and they'll never get the order. It's super shitty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
My college, I told you about how they left me on red. I actually, I asked in person if I could, make whips in my college dorm, and they were just like, "Are they weapons?" Like, and I.
It's a gray area.
It's actually pretty clear. If you just go on Google and you search it up, just search up like bullwhip on Google, and it says that bullwhips are tools used to herd cattle, and
But the only experience that anybody else has with a whip is it being used, in Indiana Jones style. And the whip, this is something that I kind of struggle with a little bit. The whip has a horrible history in our country because of how it was used in the 19th century. And like all you have to do is watch Django Unchained or Roots or 12 Years a Slave, and you will see an incredibly graphic scene where the whip is used in such a horrible way.
Yeah.
And it's disturbing, and rightfully so. Like, I make whips and I love whips and I get disturbed by that stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I want to one of the things that maybe long term with my YouTube channel I would love to do is to somehow address that the whip is the first man-made device that broke the sound barrier. It is an incredible piece of machinery with a rich history that has just been misused by a lot of different people in the past, and it's just like, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, moral of the story, I guarantee that's what was running through that mother's head when she was rambling off at you, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, probably. It really does suck though that people view them. Some people view them in such a negative light. Honestly, because it's such a cool hobby. It really is.
I agree. I agree. I love it. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, you asked a while back if it was possible to have, like a lot of people at once on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And here, I'll just show you right now what I have going on. So this is how Discord shows two screens at once.
Okay.
So if you had like more than, this many people, you can just have all of their screens at once going.
It would just be boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just
Yeah.
recording the whole display right now, and that works.
Very cool. Excuse me while I get out my ghetto rolling rig here.
Wish I had a hard floor in here. Well, actually, you know what? No, I don't. I like the carpet. It's nice and warm. Keeps my toes nice and toasty.
Are you in a basement?
I am. The only hard floor is in the utility room, and that's where I do most of my rolling.
I use these two cutting boards that I got. One's granite. I put this on the ground, and then I use this to roll it. Some plasti dip on there.
I've thought about using carpet tape on my board so that it doesn't slip.
Oh, nice. Well, Mr. John, it's been a pleasure. I think I'm going to put on some Netflix here and keep working here.
All right.
Have a good one. And, yeah, we'll see if we can catch each other. But sometime down the road, it would be really fun to have an organized live stream.
Absolutely. I'd love to do that.
Awesome, man. Have a great night.
You too. Have a great one.
Peace.
All right. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, then do me a favor and subscribe. If you really want to, then feel free to donate too. I'll leave a link to the donation place thingy down below. Anyway, thanks for popping in. See you later.